Hundreds of unionized public sector workers are rallying outside Queen's Park against the end of remote work. And CTV's Queen's Park Bureau Chief Siobhan Morris joins us live with the latest. And also, Siobhan, I understand you just received an updated statement from the spokesperson for the Treasury Board president.
I did. The protest is really winding down, just a few people left over, but there were hundreds of people here really trying to plead with the government to rethink this policy of forcing them back into the office 5 days a week come January. I did check in with the government to see if there's been any change since the premier announced 3 weeks ago that that's the direction he was offering to Ontario's public service. And it seems like no. A spokesperson for Caroline Mulrooney, the president of the Treasury Board, says that they look forward to welcoming public sector workers back into the office full-time starting in January. They say that this is the industry standard, that many workplaces are in a position like this, requiring their people to be in office full-time, and that AMAPSIO, one of the unions represented here, knew that the change in working conditions was a possibility of a recent contract they signed. We have been speaking this afternoon with some workers who are really bothered by this edict from the premier. Here's some of what they had to say.
It'll affect our members significantly. Some of them have already been hired with a hybrid work model as part of their employment schedule, and that supported their families, that supported their work-life balance. And now this government, which is our employer, is trying to rip that process away from us. So our members are angry. And we're here today to, tell the government, our employer, that this was unfair. Logistically, it's not going to work. It doesn't even make sense on paper. So we're not sure, how this is going to happen.
We heard a range of answers from people about what this will mean for them on a personal level. One man said, look, I have problems with sleeping. It'll mean that I can't sleep as much. It means I'll have to rush out of the office rather than clean up a task. It actually will make workers, some of them say, less productive. They also talk about the fact that some of their offices are not actually constructed in a way that helps them do their work. There's not a lot of privacy to discuss really sensitive topics. And so they really think the government needs to rethink this policy. It's a policy that as of October 20th will have them in the office 4 days a week at least, and then full-time 5 days a week starting in January. Bakari.
And Siobhan, in addition to this show of presence right here, what about the number of petitions in support of this?
They were stacked up in boxes here, a really visual representation of the pushback to this policy. AMAPSIO, the union that gathered them, says about 14,000 people have signed those. Again, voices opposing this plan from the government. They hope that the government will hear them and that there is I'm not sure what the plan is at that point to present those petitions to the government, but we do know that AMAPSIO will have a meeting with the cabinet secretary at the end of the month, a little later than they say they would have liked, but maybe that's the discussion or the time to have that discussion about the number of people who've signed those petitions.
Okay, CTV's Queen's Park Bureau Chief Siobhan Morris, thank you very much.
You're welcome.